Before aphume ebesithi nathi imali sonka uthenge ilofu ebrown efrijini yikhona ibhotolo, then aphuma hamba abuye late edinwe rhuti, then afika lale ebonakala belila futhi.
They can beat us until the music hidden in our bones escapes through the tears in our flesh, and the freshly crimson christened soil amplifies our screams, magnifies our dreams, distorts our people's silence, and increases the urgency of the tempo of our cries for liberation. Our blood will be a libation until Amandla becomes the hit song played on repeat in the club of every unborn child's pulse, ready to dance, stomp their feet, jiggle their limbs, and bop their heads to the rhythm of change. Will be the rich birth of a new age, and freedom will be our labor's wage. Our rage is armored by karma and detonated by ancestral trauma. Our wounds are a brilliant tangerine gangrene festering from within the thin skin of democracy, and it refuses to be covered in diplomacy. Draped in black, gold, and green, and pacified by golden handshakes. For fuck's sakes, we're nothing like our leaders believe us. Instead, we are hardened infantile soldiers waging the wars our parents shied away from. We refuse to conform to the norm because home remains a nameless blob on the southern tip of a continent that has been looted and treated like a giant buffet table for the West and the rest to feast on, and now their quest for riches has them harvesting the best of our minds and imprisoning our young. We're high-strung and homesick for the Azania of Sobukwe's dream revolution, which we cannot see in the horizon, for it is clouded by Madiba's rainbow, and Mujaji refuses to cry, so she's left that to our mothers and fathers who scrub the kitchen floors and prune the gardens of homes we will never afford to buy them with or without the benefit of the lobotomy they call an education. We're tired. But we will only rest when tables turn, for we yearn for the revolution and the seed of Uhuru that was planted while we chanted Pambiri na Chimurenga and let it burn, then Pambiri na Chimurenga, Pambiri na Chimurenga, and channeled Awina Sankara and traveled all the way to Guevara, to Lumumba, to Marx, to Du Bois, to Morrison, to Mqenge, to Maxeke, to Matigizela Mandela, to Plaatje, to Dube, to First, to Brooks, to Tubman, to Kamata knows who, because their curriculum deliberately makes a mockery of our identity and history. But in protest, we raise our battered fists toward the galaxies until the sun sends a reflection brighter than her shine, and our grime and sweat glistens countenances as our nostrils flare to neutralize the tear gas in the air, the same way our parents found community here in these concentration camps that failed to kill our souls. The night is dark, but the light trapped in our souls will lead us home to a new day. This land shall learn to see us. No, this land shall learn to free us. This land shall learn to speak us, not in English or Mandarin, but in clicks, hieroglyphs, and phonetics draped in melanin. This land shall learn to treat us like her own. Lizzo boy. 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 Mfungo bawoboba woboba 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 wobo mama bo mama bo mama bo mama bo mama bo baba bo baba bo baba bo baba bo baba bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mage bo mama bo baba baba bo mama bo mama bo mama bo baba bo baba bo baba bo mama bo bawo mkhulu izwe lethu Lizzo boy. Amanda ngawethu niyabesaba nango siyam. I say, namaste.
Intsholongwane ye-corona, isifo esikho elizweni lonke, savaleleka saqala amabanjwa kaloku ubukho bakhafika ngabugalekile. Ukuhlangana kwabelungu ebandla kunqanqanyisiwe kwihlabathi lonke jikelele kaloku nufikile. Zaqangqaleka imini ukwandiswa ngokuhlaliswa kwethu ezindlini sikhuselwa kuwe. Amaxhoba akho ahlale sodwa kaloku wena ufike neentlungu zodwa. Kaloku ufike wakhohlelisa waqaqambisa imizimba waphulukisa ivumba nencasa waza neentloko ezibuhlungu nemiqala ebuhlungu. Akophelela apho wangumbulali kwesibathandayo aboyikuqaqaqa bavele banabela singalendelanga kwabona bengalendelanga bafika oodade bebephikantana babo kaloku umongameli unyusile imali esibonelelo andibulelwe nangemali esibonelelo kodwa mbulele umongameli ngoba wena ufike nokufa kodwa ubhubhise watshabalalisa ihlabathi abantwana nabadala abangenalo zokuhlala nezokulala bafunyanwa nguwe ndiyakuvuma kule ngamnantliziyo kodwa unothando lokudibanisa sibathandayo noqaqaqa lokudibanisa sibathandayo neentlungu isala kutyela sibona ngulophu uza kuchachambisa uqhele inhliziyo zobathanda ngenxa yokholwa ngobona kaloku wena mntu ungekava ntlungu ngesi sifo wena mntu ungekophuka inhliziyo unento ozixelayo nengqondweni ayikenzeki kum kaloku awadibanisanga amathamba engqondo awiqaqange kuba kuqaqambisa qele zobathanda inhliziyo uqalekise sifo be inguwe ungamamelanga inguwe okholwe ngokubona ndiyacebisa landela umthetho ndiyacebisa mntu ulungisa umgama entlane komthanda egcinayo uqobo hlamba izandla zakho ngamanzi anesepha acocekileyo rhoqo faka isibulali intsholongwane sakho rhoqo faka imaski yakho rhoqo ukhumbule wenzela ubathandayo ukhumbule wenzela umthandayo ukhumbule wenzela osenyongweni inkosi.
Thandazani nibakhunge nabe nimiphefumulo yasinda ze nibaphothulele mhlawumbi bangabuya besaphila ingcinde kusithelweni nekhuba liyamsika umlimi masibaphahle ngamazwi enkuthazo sibakhaphe bakosuleleka sibaxhasa ukufa kubukwa mntu ngamnye makadlale yakhe indima kuyabhujwa kulogwala kuyahlekwa kulokroti kuyalilwa essential workers phambili emsebenzini kuyayiwa abanye izinkampani bayadendwa ne-salary cuts nge-payday izinto ziyabheda since day one of lockdown bephangela behlekwa ngomahlalela besithi corona bazabaphathela breadwinners icuntsilela imivuzo PPEs zinikwa abathile kwabanye imisebenzi iphelile securities taxi drivers and cashiers abathathwa serious no wonder xa beqhankqalaza kuba yi-chaos xa begula i-community yabafulathela xa kufika i-ambulance omakhelwane bayakrwabela kodwa bebemcela idatha oko umntana abantu ngokubephangela nabo ngabantu nangona urhulumente babetha ngoyapho ngonyezi bayavuka ngokurhatya bayabuya let the best immune survive abanye baphangela bengazazi xa begulwa kusolo ungakhathali bazawuthini ungaguli begodola bephangela bengaphumli bengalali masibaqhwabeleni izandla bavuka bakhaba ingubo zabo sekubanda badinge yethu inkxaso uthando intlonipho nesiphatho kubo mna ndithi ngqatsho ilizwe livaliwe bona bacutshiwe emisebenzini bajongiwe nasezindlini kodwa kudala belindile kude kwalapha usabathwele ngalo mbongo ndithi ndibanika umqhele uzuhlala ubanonophele frontline workers nani zenizikhathalele.
My gewete brand. Vonk vir vonk. Skiet my lewe uitmekaar. 'n Diere lewensles. Dit wat heel was, is nou my pik swart vernietigde siel, waarvan niks oorleef het nie. Vir as lê my kinderjare verstrooid tussen rookwolke, verdamp jare se harde week. Spraakloos dwaal ek tussen my verkoelde verlede. So stertende rooi vlamme gloei die trauma op my gesig. 'n Koue eensaamheid brandmerk my gewete. Dit brand. Dit brand. Dit brand.
omstandighede. Deur omstandighede is ek weerloos. Deur omstandighede doen ek boos en nou moet ek my arme gewete troos. Deur omstandighede is ek dranksugtig. Deur omstandighede word my probleme nooit lig en nou dra ek 'n sware lewenswig. Deur omstandighede lyk my long met rook ammunisie. Deur omstandighede word ek voorgekeer deur die polisie en nou sit ek in 'n plek waar ek nog nooit wou wees nie. Deur omstandighede het ek alles verloor. Deur omstandighede het ek niks meer oor. Deur omstandighede was ek stadig vermoor.
Goeiedag, my naam is Maxine Dien Davids. Ek is 19 jaar oud van die Weskus, Saldanha Bay. Ek het 'n gedig geskryf oor die effek van musiek. Musiek is voeding vir my siel. Dit is hoe my hart klop. Die bloed wat deur my are vloei, is die ritme van 'n gesonde eetlepel. Dit laat my voel asof ek sweef. Dit verstaan daardie oomblik presies hoe ek voel. Daarom is my keuse so goed. En as ek soggens opstaan, is dit die musiek van die lewe wat my hart voed met die vreugde. Die fluit van die voëls, die geplunder van die golwe, die sagte windjie wat deur my hare vloei en die snuifgeluid van my neus om die vars grondreuk te snif. Die soete blomme geur laat my dink aan die ink wat deur die pen gevloei het van elke skrywer van musiek. Musiek gee my hoop. Musiek is die manier waarop ek kommunikeer met God. Musiek was voor my tyd gebruik om die voortou te neem. Dis wat die Bybel verklaar. Trompette was geblaas, leviete het voorgeloop en sekerlik is musiek die voornemer van my hartklop. My siel is geanker in die God wat 'n groot mooiheid ontwerp het. Musiek is lewe, daarom moet die duiwel bewe.
In the Matrix. I started off determined and bold and swore to conquer this pandemic psychological war it has launched on my sanity. First, it had me spend apart, locked in, packed out, stockpiled, and all cried out because I couldn't see the horizon through the network of weaved info all around me. Then I just started letting go of time, space, trace, urgency, and calculations. I started sleeping light, dreaming hard, crying less, laughing more, and drained the boredom in pipe dreams, puffing peaceful ponders with no weight. Day became night, and night replaced days of recurring failure to find the track to reroute his derailed life that has adopted me. I started laying down, sitting up, turning left, looking right, and noticed the walls had fewer windows to see the birds, trees, bees. Ease the eyes and open up, please. But it seems COVID really did a number on me. And then I rise to the occasion. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, for the orderly homeschooling by the Von Trapp clock approach fell flat when depression took a blind swing at my spirit the first week. I was gonna do this. I was gonna be the hero and show my children's teachers how amazing I will triumph with well-rehearsed resources, but I frantically caved knowing the unknown of 2020. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, acknowledging controlled chaos I later found forming its own ritual and system, individuals scattering through the day with only one meal at dusk and prayer knotting the loose ends together and weaving a beautiful macrame of blood relation. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside because the story PC games needed reading that forced hangmen on their smartphone screens in order to exercise grade 5 mentality. nudged them into grand fantasy play, and stayed correct over my youngest bed, now functioning as a space to find solitude and peace within. A camp tent, an address to visit him, and him visiting us when he can again deal with our world. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside that quickly transformed into skillful Google search and the detailed YouTube videos of how to grow veggies indoors. So proud little greed fingers that types, dunks, press, and color find new and exciting ways to make fingers more useful. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside to belch out in crazy karaoke sessions, uneasy on the neighbors' ears, and parodies to broadcast personal dismay and poetry, preaching silence, pondering thought of unshackled incarceration. I left the door open and allowed the chaos to wrestle my belief that I can follow cooking instructions and read recipes that cooks the way the photos portrayed on the net and tastes even better, like mina soup, bolas, a pizza and frittatas, boasting on plates, evolving me into a culinary goddess. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, thinking old work may be piled and polished until a pleasant call from an old pal offered me a paid gig with coins cling cling in the bank that has been starved for 2 weeks before lockdown. I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, because chaos is what I know and what we are used to. The messy schedules I usually needed to prioritize and restructure every week. The children living separate but parallel lives day by day, week by week, month to month. That was our normal, and that's the normal the virus had no claims on. Controlled chaos, tailor-made for my family's harmony, mentality, and solidarity. Because when I left the door open and allowed the chaos inside, we became content.